Okay, so first off, I've got to apologise about the lighting. Like, as you know, usually I have the big fancy light, which I usually have in videos to, make it all nice and fancy. But now I've gone back to my old lighting, as you know, like I do for the podcast, because for the podcasts, picture quality doesn't really matter. It's just more for listening to. You can just stick this on in the background. You don't have to just watch my face the whole time. So that's why I don't use the big light. And plus, when I use the big light, it's not really meant to be on for like an hour plus. Otherwise, it's like gets really hot and it's probably not good. So I don't use the big light, and I've gone back to my old lighting and just having a lamp here and nothing else. And I've forgotten how to like adjust the camera settings to make it look semi-okay. I don't know how I used to do it. So yeah, it's just gonna look, I don't know, does it look like, I think it used to look better when I, was using this all the time, but yeah, I just gotta, it's gonna be like that just for this one and maybe for the future, I don't know. Like I said, picture quality doesn't really matter on podcasts, it's just meant to be chill. And, just me talking to you, you don't have to watch it. It's meant to be listened to, not to watch. But, you can watch it if you want. It's up to you what you do with it. But the most important thing is the listening and that stuff. So, what are we talking about today? So, I'm on study leave right now. I have just come home, not just come home, I came home like 2 hours ago. But I'm just home from my second exam, a history exam I had. This is Tuesday, so I've got a history exam on Tuesday, which is today, which I've just done. That's my second exam done now because I did maths on Friday. So I've done maths on Friday, history Tuesday, which is the day I'm recording this, and I've got 2 exams left. English on Thursday, so 2 in like 3 days with just a day between them. That's always sick. And then I've got RPS a week on Monday from now, so like nearly 2 weeks. So I've got a while to prepare for that. And then I've got like near enough 2 weeks after that to like just do nothing, study leave. There's more exams after my last one, but I just get a couple of weeks holidays basically, which is always nice. I didn't get that last year actually. I got like my last exam last year was like one of the final exams in the whole like thing, so I only got like a few days of like study leave where I didn't have an exam, so I only got like a few days like just free holiday. But this week, this time even, I get like nearly 2 weeks, which is sick. Yeah, that's gonna annoy me, but not much I can do about the camera. So, how are we all doing? I'm on study leave right now. I'm recording this podcast mainly because, I always like doing podcasts, obviously, but hang on, am I using the right mic? That would be a good start. I am using the right mic, just so you know. And something else I should mention, of course, that fan is on. I don't know if you've noticed it. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't think it's that noticeable. If I haven't mentioned it, I haven't mentioned it up to this point just because, like, to hopefully give you the, the idea that it's not that noticeable. But if you haven't noticed it and it's annoying you, then I'm sorry. But if I didn't have that on, then this thing would overheat, this computer right here, and the room would get very hot, and it would just all go horribly wrong. I tried to record a video the other day, and I was gonna play Overwatch, and I had the big light it gets really hot and it makes the room really hot, so that probably didn't help. But about like a few minutes into the recording, my face cam just froze. The program just sort of froze and wasn't working because it was too hot. I think that was the reason. It must have been because it was very warm. It's been lovely weather right now, lovely weather, and hopefully I'm not sunburnt because I sat in the sun for a while when I came home because my exam was in the morning today, so I just came home on a bus. And I've got the house to myself now because everyone else is at school at work, so I'm just here by myself. So I was outside for a while, and hopefully I'm not sunburnt. Like my forearms are getting a bit of a tan, but and maybe I had some my shoulders and that, which aren't used to sun. Being Scottish, they don't really get much sun. I don't really have my clothes off outside much because it's usually far too cold for that. But yeah, I hope I'm not sunburnt because I can feel parts of my neck and stuff warming up a bit. So hopefully I'm not sunburnt. That would be a good idea. That'd be a good thing. But yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, so I had the big light on, and it just, the room was very hot. This froze, and I think this fan helps to keep the room, like the whole room, cold. I've got this thing that I sit my laptop on, which is like a cooler which you can plug in. You plug it in, it's like fans underneath it, so it keeps the computer cool. It keeps air flowing. But I feel like it doesn't always it works, but it doesn't work at the same time. It doesn't keep the computer cool. It just sort of keeps air flowing. So even when the computer is really hot, it helps in keeping the parts from not getting damaged and stuff. But this fan really just helps keep the whole room nice and cool and make sure this thing doesn't overheat, which is always good because I don't know, I guess all this technology in here isn't really used to warm weather. Being from Scotland, usually the windows are shut and it's usually 5 degrees outside, if that. And it's usually the only heat comes from that radiator when it even works. A lot of the time it doesn't even work. But, it's been lovely weather right now, which has been nice. I've been outside a fair bit while on study leave. It's always like this on study leave, I've found. It typically, I don't know, the weather seems, I say it's always like this on study leave. This is my second study leave ever. So, I can't really say much. But last year was really nice weather during study leave as well. At least from what I remember. It always seems to be nice weather this time of year in Scotland, sort of May, end of April, beginning of May, and then throughout all summer. It's raining. That is just kind of how it goes. So, I've just talked a load of bollocks for about 5 minutes. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. Hope you are enjoying. I don't know if you are. If you've never seen this before, this is just sort of where, to be honest, if you haven't seen this before, you probably clicked off by now, but these podcasts are just where I sort of talk about what's going on in my mind at a point in time. Is that lagging? No, it's fine. I just talk about what's going on in my life. I talk about stuff that I'm thinking about, share my experiences and my thoughts with you, and maybe you learn from them. We can share in our mutual whatever, I don't know. And it's also just to sort of, I don't know, I think what I originally said when I started this is to sort of document different parts of my life. Not really, but like just to, I don't know, I can come back on these videos in a few years' time and just see what I was thinking or what I was up to at a certain point in time, and just cool stuff like that. So yeah, this is just what where am I going? I'm looking at my notes. Podcast, there we go. Okay, so what are we talking about today? I've just talked about most of what I'm going to talk about already, actually. Exams, study leave. Yeah, so it's exams right now, it's study leave right now. Obviously, I've said this before, that doesn't make up for my inconsistency for the rest of the year. But, it's, at the moment, like, a part of the reason why I'm doing a podcast as well is because, like, I just can't really be bothered to, like, make edit a video, record and edit a video, just because, like I said, I tried to record the Overwatch one, but the footage didn't work, so everything overheated, and that didn't work. But, because it would take so long to edit, like, I'm going to make a normal gaming video soon, but when you've got 2 exams in 3 days, it's not always ideal, if you know what I mean, considering making a video usually takes, like, I don't know, 6 to 12 hours sometimes. It's not always ideal. So I'm going to get my English exam out the way on Thursday. Then my final exams are a week on Monday, so that'll give me some time to, revise, but also just make video, do some other stuff, make videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I should, and once I finish that exam, hopefully I'll get back in. I'll have a lot of time, hopefully, to start making videos. Whether or not I will is of course another debate, whether I can get off my ass and do it. But I feel like I will. I feel like So. That's part of the reason why this is just sort of a filler video, just to make sure that I'm kind of still uploading, because not everyone watches a podcast, but it's just keeping the uploads going, and I have some stuff I want to talk about anyway. So yeah, so it's study leave right now, exams right now. Everyone loves that, don't they? Gorgeous weather, absolutely fucking lovely weather right now. I spent a lot. This year and last year I spent a lot of time outside, just sort of kicking a ball and getting I say a tan, more burnt, but you know what I mean. Typical British weather. Well, not typical British weather, but typical Brit in weather. Getting sunburnt as soon as the sun comes out for about 3 seconds. So what else? I put fitness here. I don't know what I was going to talk about in that. I don't know why I just put fitness. I said what's been happening, exam/study leave, gorgeous weather, fitness. And I can't really remember what about fitness I was talking about. Can't really remember, honestly. I think it was, well, I don't know. I haven't been that good recently, basically. Like, I've been eating a lot of shit, and I've been eating a lot, just in terms of quantity as well. Since New Year, to be honest, I've sort of not been as healthy as I was, like, before Christmas. I feel like I'm getting into slightly better habits again. And, I don't know. Again, I haven't been consistent with, like, exercises and working outs and all that stuff, but, it doesn't really matter that much. It's just, I don't focus too much on being, like, really healthy just because, I just, like, I don't know. I just work out when I feel like it, really. So, I'm not too worried about that, I guess. Or should I? I don't know what that was, I'm sorry. Should I? I don't know. I'll talk about this first, and then I'll decide later. So, big news. I got my Elgato to be able to record game audio with headphones in. Yep. Call up Sky Sports. That is massive. That is some massive, massive news right there. So basically, I don't know where I'm going with this really. For the longest time, for as long as I've had Elgatos, I've not been able, well, at least with the PS4, I've not been able to record gameplay audio with headphones plugged in. Like, I usually have like a big headset, or except when that broke, I now have little Apple headphones. So you put it in there, and then when you do that, the Elgato doesn't record the game audio. Basically, that's because of the way the HDMI channels work. I guess I don't know exactly. I do know exactly, but I just can't be bothered to remember. Oh man, I just burped mid-sentence. That's sick. And so yeah, for the longest time, I've like whenever I've been playing games and recording it, I've not had games. Well, I've had it coming out the speakers like on the TV, but like obviously you can't have it too loud then, because then it'll like go into the microphone and it'll echo, and it'll make an echo, and no one likes an echo. No one likes an echo in a gaming video. So I've always like, if I've had any game, TV audio at all, it's been quite quiet, and I've not really had anything to go on. Which is especially not nice for games like Call of Duty, where you rely on sound to like hear footsteps or something, or even with Rocket League, where you like to hear like you can hear like an engine or something, when someone's around you, what's happening around you. Sound is important. That's why we have the sense of hearing. That's why we have ears, because sound is vaguely important in life, and especially with games. So whenever I've been recording, even though I'm not really focusing completely on the game, I'm kind of focusing on being entertaining rather than being really good, as some of my Rocket League videos have shown. It hasn't really mattered that much, but now that I've got it working, now I've got it working. So, a while ago, I bought this Elgato chat link, which in theory solves the problem. I remember me and Max were talking about this ages ago. I think I either looked it up online and it told me to get the chat link to solve the problem. So that's the way you can plug a headphone in and still record on the thingy. Still record the game audio. I think it was either I looked up online to figure out how to do that, or Max told me, or at least. Oh my gosh! Why is the phone going? It's okay. It's no one. I may cut that out. I may not, but it doesn't matter. It's some random international phone number trying to sell me some insurance. So yeah, I don't know if it was Max. I think Max was the one who pushed me actually to buy this bloody thing. And so I've got it. I got it months and months. I got it ages ago, actually, no. And at first it didn't work. I plugged it in. I did the whole thing. I followed some instructions on the internet, and it just didn't work. It just did not work. And I was like, fuck this. Like, I don't know. I thought it wasn't like the thingy wasn't going in right. That sounds wrong. Like I wasn't plugging in something right. I felt like it was loose because when I plugged the headphones in here and I listened to the game through the chat link, I it like sort of breaking up every now and then. I thought, okay, maybe it's a problem with like the connection in this wire. So I was like, I remember complaining to Max. I was like, for fuck's sake, it doesn't work, man. And he's like, oh shit, well, I don't know. And I was like, cheers, mate. And yeah, so basically it's been sitting in my drawer for months and months and months. I can't remember for how long now. And I wanted to try and fix the problem again. So what did I do? I was looking it up online. Oh gosh, I was looking up again, like to just jog my memory of like what different methods of how to get around the problem of not being able to record sound on the PS4 while there's headphones plugged in. And I found a video on Elgato's actual channel, which they uploaded like 2 months ago or something like that, and that it just explained to me what I was doing wrong. I hadn't done the settings right, so it was my fault, not the Elgato chat link. Sorry, I don't know who I'm apologizing to. I felt like a bit of a mug, but I also felt very, very happy because now I can record game audio with headphones plugged in, and that's something I've like never been able to do with this fucking Elgato, which is like, it doesn't sound like a big thing, but it actually is, because I've never been able to do it. I've spent like a lot of hours trying to get around the problem, and to now do it and just realize how fucking simple it was, I felt like a bit of a mug, not gonna lie, but it's good because now I can record with headphones in, so that's always a good thing. So I'm very, very, very happy about that. So moving on from that gave me an idea. Well, it didn't give me an idea, but the reason I wanted to sort this whole thing out is because why was it? So yeah, obviously I've been dealing with the problem for a while. I've just like not been using headphones and just sort of been getting on with it. But of course, when I did, if you remember, like I started doing story-based games for a while, I was playing like the Game of Thrones Telltale game, which I actually completed recently. I actually bought the other episodes and actually played through it, and I really enjoyed it. I actually quite liked it. I just like Telltale games anyway, even though it wasn't like as good as Walking Dead, obviously, or something like that. I still liked the Game of Thrones one. It wasn't like great, but I just enjoy that's those styles of games, I guess. And the fact that it was Game of Thrones was pretty sick as well. But yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Fuck. So yeah, when I was doing the Game of Thrones series on the channel, I obviously couldn't record with the headphones in, so I had to have the TV speakers turned up a fair bit just so I could hear what they were saying, obviously, and that made a bit of an echo in the microphone, which, you know, it wasn't good. I didn't like that. No one, like I said, no one likes an echo. So, and recently, with oh God, where am I? I don't know where I'm going. So with people, I say people, so I've heard it from a few people. I think Thomas has said, and Max, and maybe a couple other people, that, well, I've been saying The Last of Us 2 is coming out pretty soon. And I've said for a while, I've never actually played The Last of Us 1, even though I've had a PS3 and a PS4. For some reason, I haven't played it, and I haven't even seen a walkthrough. I've seen like the first few episodes of a walkthrough, but I never finished it. So I don't know. And because everyone raves about how good it is, and like, I don't know, it's you know, the story's all that great, and you know, I want to play it, basically. I want to play it, and part of me wants to record me playing it, and, you know, upload it to YouTube, or like I want to stream it or something like that, and then we could do Last of Us 2 on YouTube as well, and, you know, it'd be a great time. But what was my problem? So yeah, obviously I've sorted the headphone thing out now, so I can wear headphones and I can listen to it, and there won't be an echo, which would be good. But I don't know how I would do that, because how I'd record The Last of Us, because there's a few games that I've, like with me on YouTube, I started off watching just gameplay, you know, walkthrough, just a guy, the first channel I ever subscribed to was Fantastic, and it was, he had a channel where he just played through games. It was like really old, like when he uploaded videos in like 2012. Well, it was about 2012 when I discovered him, and you know, back then, even now they still do it, but back then it was like worse quality, and it was just him sitting down, no face cam, just him and a microphone and a game, and just playing, and he was just babbling shite, and he was so fucking funny. It wasn't really, but you know, it's just nostalgia, and I just really loved watching him back in the day. And those are the videos that I got into YouTube with, just, you know, a guy sitting down, walking, you know, playing through a game, and part of me wants to do those videos from time to time. And, you know, obviously I'm not going to, you know, like go away from, I'm not announcing, you know, going to another, you know, doing other videos or something, because I feel like with these edited gaming videos, they're what I'm fiddling with the mic. I feel like, you know, I know what I'm good at the moment on YouTube. I want to continue with the videos that are bringing me success, obviously. But at the same time, I kind of want to do story-based games again. Now, I know. It went badly last time, didn't it? You know, there was a whole thing on the channel, at least for me. It left me in a bit of a bad place, sort of, in terms of my mindset. But I'm getting that urge again. I just want to try it. And I don't know. Specifically, like with The Last of Us, I had a whiteboard. Hang on. I had some shit, wherever I put it. Here it is. Max said in a podcast from ages ago, he has like a whiteboard which he, you know, writes stuff down on time to time. Look, I've got a whiteboard. It's freaking sick. And you know, look, you see this pen? Look, boom, it stays on. It's got a magnet here, and it's pretty freaking amazing. You get them on Amazon. I'm not sponsored. Unfortunately, I'm not sponsored. So, yeah. So, some of the games I wanted to do, like, I feel like I want to play through. Where is it? So, The Last of Us 1 and 2, I could do, like, you know, The Last of Us 1, then when 2 comes out, I could do that. Outlast 1 and 2, I never actually finished the first Outlast. I played through a decent chunk of it, but I want to play both of them as well. Dishonored Definitive Edition, because the Dishonored games are something that I've just never gotten around to playing. And I've heard they're very, very good, and there's like definitive editions that you can get on the PS4, so I kind of want to play them as well. Telltale games, just stuff like that. And I'm like, I really want to like record these sorts of things, and just like, because like I love those kinds of videos, and like I've been getting into watching Jacksepticeye recently, him playing through those sorts of things, and I just really like just, you know, a guy or, you know, girl, just a person sitting down playing a game like that. I like those kinds of videos, and like, part of me wants to do them. And I don't know if it's a good idea or not. Basically, I don't know. And with those sorts of games, like I want to play games that I haven't played before. So like I don't want to play through, I don't know, GTA 5 or fucking, I don't know, fucking why am I swearing? I don't know. Like, God of War, or like GTA games, or the Walking Dead Telltale game. I might play through season 3 actually, because the Walking Dead season 3's come out, hasn't it? And I want to play that. I really want to play I've always wanted to play Walking Dead on YouTube, but because I've played seasons 1 and 2 and I've watched like playthroughs of them, I know pretty much how everything goes, and like I don't really want to play something that I've played so much before, just because it wouldn't be so fresh. But I could play season 3, just like I think Jacksepticeye did that, didn't he? Where he didn't play season 1 on YouTube, but he played season 2, and now he's doing season 3. I could just do that and just start from season 3, so it doesn't really matter. Because most people play Walking Dead anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm getting off topic. So I want to play all these games on YouTube, and I want to record it just because I really like this video. I want to get my reactions. I just want to share my experiences playing these games because I really like doing that. But I don't know, how do I do it? What should I do? Like, uploading on this channel again doesn't seem like a good idea just because of what happened last time. I was thinking about making a second channel. I was thinking about it, not doing it. Maybe, I'm not sure yet. But I don't know. It's like, So you think, hang on, Matt made a second channel a while ago, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he just sort of stopped uploading it. Hang on, I'm gonna look. Not that I should be like, looking to what Matt's doing and saying, oh, if I make a second channel, I just won't ever upload on it. Like, I don't know. Hang on. He made it. Hang on. Pick a pixel. That's fine if I can pick a pixel. So did Max actually as well, but I'm pretty certain he's never really done anything with it, has he? Channels. Okay, he's called it Pixel. He's got 9 videos, and the last time uploaded was a week ago. To be fair, a week ago. I don't know. He started doing The Last of Us. I don't know. He's been very he hasn't been very active on that channel, I guess. And I'm pretty sure Max isn't a fuck all with his second channel. Just because, at least I haven't, maybe he has actually. No, I'm not going to check it to Max. He probably hasn't. It's fine. We're mates. It's cool. I'm not dissing Max for being consistent. Why would I be doing that? That's like the most, hypocritical thing ever. So, yeah. I was thinking of it. Matt uploads daily though, doesn't he? So like maybe that probably holds him back a bit because he uploads 1 or 2 videos every day on his main channel. So maybe that's tough for him to do, to upload daily or really consistently on 2 channels, let alone 1. But with me, I mean, I upload on this channel 1, maybe 2 videos a week is what I'd like to be able to be doing, and I guess I could have another channel where I uploaded just sort of whenever. Like if I made a second channel, I called it like DewDew Plays Through or something shit like that. And I just uploaded playthroughs of me playing The Last of Us, or I don't know, fucking Telltale games and Outlast or whatever, and just 15, 20 minute, half an hour, I don't know, episodes, if it was like every day, like it would be the sort of channel where I wouldn't stress too much about it. I'd play a game when I felt like playing it. Like, I'd start a series, record however much I wanted, then upload it just, like, sort of as soon as possible, a video a day, and then, just sort of, I'd upload, and I'd record and upload when I can, when I feel like it, but there wouldn't be, like, any pressure on me to, like, do it daily or do it, like, really regularly. Like, if I started playing The Last of Us, and I recorded, like, 5, 10 episodes, and then I left it for, like, a week or a couple of weeks, and then came back to it, and then, there were big gaps, like, I upload every day or every couple days on the channel, 15-minute episode every day for like a few days, and then left it for like a week. Like, I wouldn't, worry about it. I just sort of upload for fun, and like, obviously, that's not a good way to grow a channel, and people probably won't like that if they get like invested in those series. But like, obviously, I want to keep my main channel the focus, and I want to always put that first. So if it comes down to uploading, an edited Rocket League video or an episode of The Last of Us, then I'm going to choose the Rocket League video because that's more important, because my main channel is what I want to be doing. But just sort of a channel where it's not really like, it's not like my main channel where like it's a I guess it's a project, but it's like a side project. It's a mini little project that I just do much more just casually, if you get what I mean. Like, just don't, I just upload when I want, record when I want. That's what I do with this channel, isn't it? But like, there's not like the same sort of pressure, I guess. Not not that there's pressure really for this channel, but you know what I mean. It's like it'd just be very laid back over there, and it'd be just be like, I could upload every day for a week, and then I could just leave it for a week or 2 weeks or something, and I could have multiple series on the go. I just upload whatever, whenever, sorts of thing. And although people might not like that, I just like the idea. You could follow what series you wanted, and you could be like, okay, Siggy's uploaded a few videos, in a few days, or okay, well, he's not uploaded for a while, but that series will probably come back. I just want to kind of have like a little side thing like that. I just want to share my experiences playing through games, just because I just love that idea. I love that kind of video. And I don't know, let me know what you think if you have any questions about what I've just said. I know that was very repetitive and quite ranty, just because I don't feel like I'm saying exactly what I want to say. But that's kind of I don't know. That's an idea. That's an idea I've been tossing around recently. Let me know what you think about that. If you think that's a cool idea, if you want to see that. I feel like a lot of people would want to see that, but whether or not you think it's a good idea is another thing. Sometimes I don't speak clearly enough. It's hard. Oh gosh, I'm not connected to the internet anymore. Oh no. It's so important that I'm connected to the internet when I'm speaking to a camera which doesn't use the internet. So I've been speaking for about near enough half an hour. Close to 25 minutes, but whatever. And yeah, so that's an idea I've been tossing around. Second channel where I just play through some games. It's not really, there isn't really any schedule or any like, I don't have to, if I start a series, I don't have to like keep doing it. I could even like stop series, if I wanted, like, if I wasn't enjoying a game, I'll be like, guy, I'd let you know, like, I'm not doing this game anymore. Shit, don't like it. And that could be just a place of chill, and yeah, just upload what I want when I want, really. What games, just really chill back. I don't think I'd do face cam either. I think I'd do for certain games, maybe like Telltale games. I feel like it kind of works for those kind of games. But if I was playing through like The Last of Us or the Dishonored or something like God of War or something, God of War Remastered when it comes out, I really want to. I'd like to play that on YouTube as well. I wouldn't really do face cam because it's not really necessary, and I don't want to have to get the camera and the lights and do myself, get dressed, because I like the idea of just sort of being able to wake up and just sort of not have to have a shower and go to, because if you're not seeing me, then I can just stick the microphone on, and for those types of channels, it's not really necessary to have facecam. I don't feel like, even though facecam is the done thing these days, you kind of have gaming channels generally have facecam on everything, but I feel like if it's a big walkthrough of a game where you're playing like The Last of Us and there's like 30 episodes or whatever, 15-minute episodes, it's not really, facecam is good, but it's not necessary, is it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's just the way that I've been sort of brought up, if you will. Like, with those sorts of channels, I feel like facecam isn't necessary, and it's something that I don't really want to have to do on those kinds of videos. So if I was playing through The Last of Us, I wouldn't do facecam, just because I don't feel like I need to, and I just like the idea of just having to stick the microphone on, not have to go to like the same sort of effort or the same sort of trouble to like and if I had the camera, then I have to have the big light on, and if I was gonna record for like a couple hours in one go, then I want to have that big light on, and it would just use up a lot of storage on my computer, and it's just facecam isn't necessary, I think, for those kinds of videos. Maybe you disagree, but to be honest, I don't care. I do care what you have to say, but even unless it's like an overwhelming revolution against me saying we need facecam on this, then I'm not going to do facecam on those videos, because the way I see it, the way I feel about those videos, I don't think it's there's a time and place for facecam, and it's not, you don't need it on every single video. So yeah, that's an idea I've been tossing around. Let me what you think. Good speech. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section, if you're still watching. I don't know, maybe you are, maybe you're not. To be honest, it does not matter. So, what else could I talk about? So yeah, those are some things that have been going on in my life at the moment. Study leave, nice weather, thinking about the idea of doing a second channel with just uploading whenever, doing playthroughs of different games and stuff like that. Always keeping this channel the priority, of course. But, so yeah, that's some things what have been going on in my mind recently. So, on here, got some notes. I don't know how long this podcast's gonna be. I've got one more main thing. Hang on, I could look here actually. Just give me a second here. Sorry. You can just I don't know. I should probably keep speaking right now, just because you'll get bored if I don't, or I've got to entertain the audience, haven't I? I've kind of spoken about like how I don't know. What was my last video? No, I have. I've actually spoken about, my last video was about how YouTube's going for me right now, and basically I don't need to talk about that too much, to be honest. So something I was thinking about in the car the other day. We were driving into town. I think, were we? I don't know. And I was just thinking about something. Hang on. I'm gonna read about all the notes I've just made. Okay, so like, life is crazy when you really dig down and think about it. So like, what have I said here? Like, so it's crazy when you think about the fact that you are here sitting right now, living and breathing. And same about me and everyone in the world. Every single person in the world like came from the same people, if you get what I mean. Like, if we're going by the theory of evolution, we all came from the same thing, the same original single cell beings at the bottom of the ocean, like 3.5 billion years ago or something like that. Was that when the Earth was? No, that was when the Earth was formed. Wait, when was like shit? I don't know. So the first like tiny, midget little cells that you can't even see. The first life, billions of years ago in the oceans. And over time, obviously, evolution is taking place. If we're going by the theory of evolution, we're not getting into that, whether or not it's actually happened or not. Whether or not the world is 6,000 years old, it's not. Let's be honest. But yeah, and not just that, but like human life and the fact that when you think about like different times in history and stuff. I wish I could have spoken about this when I was in the car thinking about it, because I thought really deep about it. But when you think about it, you're related to people from all points in history. Like, to be here, you've had to be related to every single generation that's come before you. Your mom, your granny, your great-granny, your great-great-granny, your great-great-great-great, and it keeps going like that. And when you think about it, like, most people don't know the person past their granny or great granny, or grandparents, I should say that, or their great grandparents. If you're lucky, then you knew your great grandparents, then that's freaking sick. I didn't even know my granddad, my dad's dad. He died like 30 years before I was born. My dad's dad died when my dad was about my age, which is a bit grim, not gonna lie. But hopefully my dad's not gonna die. That'd be bad. I wouldn't like that at all. But that's not the subject. So you probably don't know. If you were maybe you've seen pictures, you've heard stories about your great grandparents or your great grandparents. Maybe, I don't know. You probably haven't listened that closely. Like, if you're like me, then you probably don't you're not that familiar with anything past your grandparents or your great grandparents. And when you think about it, but you're still like, to be here, you are related to people from the 1600s. Like, people were alive who had kids that have led to you. Like, I won't be able to get my point across. I'm fully aware of this, but like, the way I'm thinking about it, you're probably thinking right now, well, yeah, fucking obviously you're related to people. But it's like, you learn about these different periods in history, like, when the Titanic was going about, when the American Revolution happened, when fucking, I don't know, fucking the Renaissance and fucking Jesus and all these, the Vikings, all this different stuff. You are related to people from that time, but it doesn't feel like they're like your grandparents, but just a lot older. It feels like, you're completely disconnected from that period of time because you don't know anyone from there, but you are direct descendants of people from that time. It's really weird to think about it. Like, it's not like you're just related to them, they're your ancestors. They're like, it's like they're your parents or your grandparents, even though you're not that close, but you are, you have that connection with people from that time. And it's I was thinking about it really deep the other day, and I'm hang on. So like, and people, yeah, so like, shit, I'm sorry. So like, people from from these different periods in time, you know, every little decision they made, like, have led to you, if you get what I mean. Like, if they didn't have kids, if, you know, think of, like, how many generations of people have come before you. Like, just say 1,000 years back. I'm related to people, you know, there were 2 people who had sex, they had kids, and that's led on to me being born. Like, if they hadn't had sex at that one point, I wouldn't be here. Like, think of how, like, the chances of this person being born and not, like, someone slightly different. Like, it's just crazy when you think about it. Like, and, you know, same with people, you know, their kids. If their kids hadn't got married and had kids, then I wouldn't be here. Like, you think about in the world how many people don't have children. And, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, of course. Like, you know, different people, different lives and everything. But it's crazy to think, like, you think about how many people don't have kids, but then there have been, you know, people for thousands, you generate hundreds of generations of people before you that have had kids, that if, you know, one of those generations hadn't had kids, you wouldn't be here. Like, do you get what I'm saying? It's fucking mad, isn't it? Like, I was thinking about it really, really deep, and it's like, you know, you feel so disconnected, but, like, from, like, different periods of time, and you feel like, you know, that's not part of you, but it is part of you because you are related to people from that time. Everyone's related to people from that time. And we speak about, you know, history as if it's, like, something, it feels, like, completely separate to us, doesn't it? Like, 100 years ago, maybe not the First World War, because, you know, people still have connections to that, because that wasn't that long ago, but say, like, 500 years ago, let's say the Vikings, like, that feels like just a different set time period from us. But everyone here watching this has ancestors who were alive then and were alive long enough to have kids, who then have kids, which have led to you. Like, what are the chances? I know it's a thing, like, you know, obviously it's less about the chances of you being born, but, like, someone was going to be born. If so, you know, the series of events through human history, different people were going to be born. You know, why not you? That made no sense. But yeah, it made sense in my head, but it doesn't make sense in your head. So probably. But do you know what I'm saying? It's like, another thing is, like, the thing I was saying about how, like, I just realized how eccentric I must seem right now. But it's, like, it's crazy to me. Like, I don't know if you get what I'm saying completely, but, like, when you think about, like, when you think about, you know, famous people, right? Someone like, I don't know, Einstein, or Beethoven, or fucking, I don't know, Charles Darwin, or Messi and Ronaldo. Like, think about, like, if Ronaldo, you know, Ronaldo said in a Jonathan Ross interview, from a few years ago, I think it was just before his film was coming out, he said that, I think it said in the film or in, like, a book, it said something, somewhere, basically, Ronaldo's mum didn't expect him, didn't want him. Like, when she found out she was pregnant, she didn't really want to be pregnant, but obviously she had him anyway. And, like, that's so crazy to think about, because he's Ronaldo. Like, he's one of the most famous people in the world, and, like, you know, not just, you know, he's a world famous, one of the best footballers of all time. I'm, you know, not going to get into that debate. I consider Ronaldo, he has to be top Champions League goal scorer of all time. He scored more goals than any cunt else in the Champions League. He has to be. Think about the career he's had. Fucking 4 Ballon d'Ors, while Messi's been in this playing, you know, at the same time as Messi's been playing, Ronaldo's won 4 Ballon d'Ors. Like, that, considering Messi is everyone pretty much considers him the greatest of all time. Okay, not everyone, but considering he plays in the same time period as potentially the greatest player of all time, surely Ronaldo has to be up there. Like, I don't understand how people don't. Maybe he's not, you know, he's not Messi or Pele or Maradona or, you know, the original Ronaldo, whatever, but he has to be up there. Anyway, that's not important. But yeah, so Ronaldo, like, affected so many people. Like, so many people are so passionate about, like, football, and they love Ronaldo. And, like, you see how much, like, when, you know, when people meet him, they run to the pitch to meet him, you know, just to, like, touch him and hug him, speak to him. You know, people are in tears, and they're fucking, like, you know, it's the biggest moment of their lives to, like, meet someone like this. And to think, like, not only if his mum didn't want him, like, imagine if his mum didn't have him, then Ronaldo would never have existed. And those people, you know, think of how influential, like, someone like Ronaldo is in the world, and how many lives he's changed just by playing football. How many lives have been changed by, like, you know, famous people in particular change a lot. I don't care, like, you know, how sad it can be sometimes. Like, famous people, get, really follow and love famous people and, like, form connections with them, people form connections with people they look up to, people like Ronaldo. And to think that if his mum, not only if his mum didn't have him, but, like, if his mum's mum, if she hadn't decided to have sex one time, or didn't decide to get into a relationship with someone, or hadn't decided to go round to someone's house one time 500 years before, then Ronaldo wouldn't have been born. It's like, it's mad when you think about it like that, isn't it? But of course, then you also think about how many, if different events had gone differently, say say Ronaldo's great grandparents from like 500 years ago didn't, meet up and, get together and have kids, then Ronaldo wouldn't have been born. But then you think about, like, if other people had done things differently 1,000 years ago, then think about all the people we've missed out on who haven't been born just because of that. Like, think about if something had gone slightly differently, if someone got a job in a different office and met their spouse in that office instead of that office, then someone like, someone better than Messi could have been born, or someone who, cured cancer could have been born, or someone who, like, a different first man on the moon or something like, think about, these, we've potentially missed out on so many different people, but we've also seen, had some incredible people in the world, and, like, all through sheer chance. Like, we've probably had, like, an equal amount of, like, incredibly gifted or great, famous, not just famous people, but just people in general. And we've also missed out on probably an equal amount just because of, just by sheer chance. And I just think that's fucking crazy, isn't it? Like, it's... And just the idea that... Really the idea that if something 1,000 years ago, and the fact that, like, people back then, like, didn't die. Like, my ancestors didn't just die before they had kids. Like, so many people, like, even thousands of years before that, when there was, like, plagues and, wars and all this shit. Like, surely there must have been people who I'm related to who fought in, like, maybe not world wars, because that's, like, too recent, but, like, think of how much wars there's always been wars going on throughout human history, and people I'm related to must have, like, fought in wars. And the fact that they didn't die, they didn't catch a disease, or, die too early to have kids, that's the reason I'm here. Like, obviously they died eventually, but, like, it's crazy that, like, you are connected to these people, complete strangers in these different points in time. Like, just the fact that, do you get what I mean? I feel like people will understand vaguely what I mean, or, you'll interpret it for yourself, but I don't know, it's just, I don't know, just the fact that, like, if we're accepting the theory that everyone came from the original life and, the original people, then, like, if someone decides to just not have kids, or someone dies before they have kids, like, you die in a war before you have kids or something, I don't know, like, throughout human history, a lot of people have died. Think of how many people have died and not had kids and continued that line. Think about how that massive line, like, if someone today doesn't have children, like I said, nothing wrong with not having children, it doesn't matter, but it's just crazy to think about that, like, if you decide to not have kids, then you've just ended a massive line of to the original humans, basically. Do you get what I mean? Like, I know loads of people have, like, older people who, just haven't had kids for whatever reason. And obviously everyone else has had kids, so it doesn't really matter. But just to think that, like, everyone, me, you, my brother, my family, every single individual person, it's like, like a tree, a family tree type thing, where it starts at the top, it keeps branching out. Every single different person is a branch. You are extending your own branch, and your branch extends up and up and up to, like, the very top of the tree, if you get what I mean. And if you don't have kids, then that line just stops. Do you get what I mean? It's mad. It's actually mad. And like I say, the thing that, I don't know, the thing that I really find crazy is just the fact that if something slightly different had gone, like, if I had, if and my blooming great grandmother from like the 1300s hadn't gone to the market one day and bumped into someone and said, oh hi, we're having a rave down the road, do you want to come? Okay, yeah, cool. And then she goes to that, and then decides, should I go get a drink or should I not? And then she doesn't, and then she sits there, 10 minutes later, okay, I'll go now, and she bumps into someone, meets the love of her life and has kids, and then that goes on to have me. Like, I wouldn't have existed if one person in the whole of human history that I'm related to didn't decide, went outside a few minutes earlier or something like that, just to do so. Do you get what I mean? I've said this a lot, I've repeated myself a lot. That's just something that I was thinking about the other day. It's kind of crazy, just the fact, I don't know. Like, obviously there's always going to be people who are born anyway, but just the chances of me being born are like that slim that it's crazy. And obviously another person would have been born not to like replace me, but there's always going to have been like, if there's, like people are having babies all the time and it's not that big of a deal. But the fact that that specific person was born, like if you go back throughout human history, different things, tiny little different things have led up to that. And if that one tiny little thing hadn't happened, then that specific person wouldn't have been born, and maybe someone else would have been born, or someone wouldn't have been born at all. And then going through another thing and someone else would have been born. I just find that sort of stuff I just love like thinking about stuff like that and thinking deep about stuff like that. I just find stuff like that insane to think about. So that was just something I was thinking about on in the car the other day. And yeah, I don't know. That's something I just wanted to share with people. That's the kind of things I just like sharing with people, just because I don't know, I just like aspects like that of the human experience. Just, different things like that. I don't know, being a human it's a strange thing when you think about it. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to end that podcast there, guys. It hasn't been my longest podcast, but yeah. I should have probably said this at the start. I want to do podcasts, obviously, I want to get guests on. Thomas and Andy, we were planning on doing a podcast at some point. We need to get that done. After I've finished my last exam, I'll probably start sorting that out more with people, hopefully. Max as well, I want to get you on. We talked about that a little bit, I think. Everyone Team Apollo, Matt maybe. Just do more collabs with people, just stuff like that. So, yeah. That's just been sort of letting you know what's been going on in my life, as these podcasts usually are. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then, I don't know, I've got loads of other podcasts where you can listen to me rant about random shit. There's a whole playlist through them, actually. A whole playlist full of them, actually, if I could say words right. How many episodes are we on now? I'm actually going to check before we end. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, then, I hope to see you in the next video. And, I don't know, I just hope you've enjoyed listening to me rant on about myself. This is what these podcasts are sometimes. Right, hang on. Let's wait. No. Podcast. Is this the 9th? I think this is the 9th podcast. So I think the 10th podcast I have to have a guest on. I think it's pretty necessary. If I don't, then I should probably just not do YouTube anymore. Probably don't deserve to. Maybe I'll have 10th. The 10th is a special one, and I should probably have a guest on for that. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed that, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, is that all I got to say? I'm probably gonna go outside for a while longer, and then hopefully get to revising for English tomorrow morning throughout all of Wednesday, and yeah, hopefully that goes okay. I didn't even speak about how history went today. I was planning on speaking about that at the very beginning. Yeah, it didn't go great. It went okay. I don't know. I probably could have worked harder on history. I kind of put that to the side, kind of prioritized every other subject. So I feel like I probably could have worked harder on history, and I'd probably be lucky to pass, to be honest. But maths went pretty good on Friday. I feel like I've definitely passed that. English, I feel like if I put some good work in, I'll be alright. And RPS, I've got a decent while to get ready for that. So I feel like I'm vaguely confident. I feel like I'm okay. But history, I don't know. I'd probably be lucky to pass. But it's fine. It does matter. But I'm working decently hard. So yeah. Anyway, thank you very, 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 very much for watching. Good morning. I'll stop shouting. I'm sorry. I've just realized I've had these windows and that door open all day. This whole hour or 50 minutes or whatever. So everyone outside could probably hear me right now, which is, they can hear me ranting on about my life. So, they just got the podcast for free. They don't even have to go on YouTube. I mean, you get the podcast for free as well. So, but they've got to listen to it like sneak preview. So, welcome, guys. Yeah, but at least there's no one at home right now, so that's why I've had the door open. So, and obviously, let the air circulate so this thing doesn't get overheated. So, I'm sorry, I'll stop rambling. Thank you very, very, very much for watching / listening, everyone. Genuinely appreciate you being here, and yeah, hope to see you in the next one. So take care, everyone. Bye bye for now. Woo! That's a podcast. I feel like it's been a pretty good podcast, actually. Good job. Good job, everyone. We did it. Has everything been recording? Hello. I feel like I haven't. The sound quality. It's fine. It's fine.